when you have the issue with mental illness, there's a lot of schizophrenia, and there's a lot of, people don't feel like if you go into a shelter that you're going to be that you're going to have to go into the roles, that you're going to have to give your name, that you're going to have to be processed, and all of that stuff pushes back against somebody who is mentally ill. So I understand it, and in fact, some of the characters in the film talk about the freedom of being on the street, but.
It's one of the things I truly admire about Emilio Estevez is he uses his abilities and his passion for writing and directing to take on real issues and raise people's awareness and shed some light on issues that they might not otherwise be paying that close attention to. So, anytime he writes something, it's very easy to read it immediately and let him know how I feel and let him know how excited I would be to be a part of it.
Well, my motivation to do the film was to work with Emilio. This is Emilio's film. I didn't write it. I didn't give him notes. I didn't say, what about this, and go off and do research. The great thing when you work with about Emilio, the great thing about working with him is you're going to go along for the ride in support of what he's doing. I've done films where I'll say, well, maybe you want to say this, or maybe you want to change this. With Emilio, you don't do that. You're here to do Emilio's thing, which is great.
He's definitely the character in the movie who represents that side of politics where he's not as open-hearted as you would like him to be. He's definitely the guy that feels like this is all a mess, and he's a law and order politician in this movie. So, hopefully he's the type of guy that you love to hate.
I think people automatically have a tremendous amount of empathy for people that don't have a home, especially if you have children. But what this movie does is it reminds them once again, because like in the United States, people are distracted by a lot of crap all the time. There was nothing more distracting, there's nothing more painful and enervating than the media back in the United States, which just sucks all the energy out of everything with a lot of bullshit. Rather than talking about what really, really matters. And what really matters is, in New York, for example, I can only speak for New York, there's a big bubble of people who are going to get kicked out of the streets. They're going to get kicked out of their apartment because they're going to miss like 1 month's rent. They're right on that edge. Right. So how do we just hand them the money? Just give them the money to prevent that from happening, so they don't get into that social services wheel that's going to cost even more money. Americans are very, very short-sighted about these kinds of things. So I think that the average person around the world, but in New York and anywhere in Canada, they know that this is a problem that's worthy of our attention, but sometimes they forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey